if there is a vortex, if there is a portal here that has been closed to another dimension or to another realm or to creatures from beyond, I want to open that. I want that to be open again tonight.
What are you doing?
Who?
You.
I'm watching that thing drop a full degree in 3.5 minutes. And I'm going to watch it drop another degree or two in the next 5 to 10 minutes. How do I know that's going to happen? Because when I piss stuff off, that's what it does.
So me and Chelsea are going up to the archive room where Paul just was, and apparently he's hearing some stuff, so.
I'm gonna close the door.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
How did you have the photo on the chair?
Left in the center of the chair. Well, not quite the center, but sort of towards the edge of one of the edges.
Are you okay to come up here?
Yeah, here I come. Got jobs to do.
So before I came up here, Paul actually told me that he set up a trigger object, which was one of the pieces of archives in this room, because this is a records room and an archive room. And he said he put it in one of the chairs. And I just found it basically half off. I know Paul. I don't think he'd set it up like that. So he's going to come up and we're actually going to see, because that looks weird. Okay, so before I let you see this,
Yeah.
you said you put it somewhat on the center of the chair?
Yeah, with one side on the edge. So if I had a chair, well, here, say this is the edge of the chair, and this is the photo. So it would have been like, there's the center of the chair. I would have put it like this.
So you wouldn't have put it like this?
Nope. I would have put it like, I'm gonna move that. Is that okay if I move it?
Yeah.
Like that.
So that's moved.
Yes.
Just curious, who are those guys?
World War I German, probably German soldiers or sailors from the look of it. Might be Austrian, because there was a big prisoner of war camp here in Amherst in the First World War. So I think they're German. Oh, they're not sailors. Well, my German is terrible. But it looks like that's German, and their uniforms look like sailors, so I assume they're German sailors. But they're well, it doesn't say on the back. Oh well. But yeah, they're internees here. There were hundreds, I think. Leon Trotsky was actually interned here in 1918 for a while during the war. So, and that's more or less where I left it. When I was up here earlier, I heard some thumping from back there, which maybe this thing over there picks up, maybe it doesn't. And I could have sworn when I was sitting in the chair, which this will verify that I was talking about it, I heard a whisper from over there. And I thought it said, or whispered rather, go, like go.
Okay, so after all this, I'm gonna spend some time up here, see if I hear anything, and yeah.
Have a seat. Let's put this over here. Because there's a picture of Amherst, some old, just downtown Amherst. Almost looks like after the war's ending or something. So let's put our little German friends there and see if it gets knocked off while you're up here.
Okay.
You stand up here with them?
Yeah.
All
Is that
right.
Holly opening the door?
I don't know. I don't have her on at the moment.
What, you
You heard that though, right? That big putum. That was upstairs.
Holly, where are you?
I'm downstairs in the, oh, probably that's the rest of what's going on because I'm in the Acadian room.
Yeah, okay. Screw the REM pod, but that wasn't her that made the noise.
That was
though.
upstairs.
All right, you go investigate that because I
Yep.
need to go
Okay,
change
so
my hat.
as we were getting ready to just kind of sit up here for a while, we heard another noise coming from upstairs, and we just checked. No one's up here except us. So let's see here.
What's up?
Here, go up with Dillon. He's investigating a noise he heard.
Okay.
I don't see anything weird or out of place yet, so we're not sure where the noise actually came from.
What did it sound like?
Like a lighter, like a softer. It's like 3 of them.
Like footsteps?
I don't want to say it's footsteps. It sound like tapping, but I wouldn't call it footsteps.
I will say Paul did.
Did you hear that?
What did you hear?
It sounded like It sounded like plastic being
God.
touched. What? What?
I just heard the sound of a garment move.
I heard it over my right shoulder, way behind.
I do just have to point out how weird this is. Did you guys see this?
What is it?
It's a hair wreath. It's made out of hair.
Do we know whose hair it's made of?
No, I just noticed it earlier because it's really weird. Okay, well, we're gonna go, but if you want to get our attention again, just make a noise or, talk to us through any of these little silver devices here.
Okay. What do you got? One last shot. Yeah, I don't mean shot, but you want to move something? If you want to open that door behind me, and that happened before to me once when I was in a basement like this, you want to make some big sound or shadow person, been there, done that, seen them, happy to have you do it again. Not to wash it cold, And like that's really old hat. Yeah, sort of physical sign, something moving down. Oops, that was me. Something moving down here. That door opening would be awesome. That would really constitute solid evidence. Because I don't know, but this might be your last chance to do this with me because I might just be done with this.
Okay, we're going to double check now and go into the archive room that we locked up earlier tonight. We're going to find out if anything has happened. So I wasn't here when we first put anything down, so I'm not quite aware of what the picture was. My guess is it's probably this picture, or no, back here. Is it this one right here?
What the hell?
Has it moved?
Oh yeah.
What?
Where was it before? Do you want me to hold the camera there
He
for you?
lined it up perfectly to the ridges, like the border.
Yeah.
It was just like here.
Oh yeah, it was clearly there because we just saw you move it.
Yeah.
I wasn't here when it was put there, but obviously we have the footage from before.
We do, yeah.
So there's been nobody in the room. We were extremely cautious in making sure that we had footage of the room the entire time once the door was locked. We walked out, it was set, door was locked, nobody's been in here since then, and the picture for the third time, I believe, yes, Dillon?
Yep.
Third time tonight that it's been fully documented that it now has moved from one spot to another, and there's been nobody in here since. So we have no explanation for that whatsoever.
Whoa, got a little wash of coal there. And, son of a bitch. God, I hope that wasn't what I thought it was. There's no light source here at all. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oof. All right. If that's what I thought it was, just saw. Not welcome. So not welcome. Now, if it's a friendly ghost, no problemo. But if it's a black shape with two beady red eyes, there is no other light around here. There's no security lights. So behind me was black, but say it was like 100% black. It's like the old Spinal Tap thing. What I saw was not 10 out of 10, but 11 or 12 out of 10. Just blacker. I've seen that before in Shocklag in England with Dave Sadler when you and I were at that church years ago when I saw the black void in the sky. Anyway, it was here. So black voids don't actually freak me out as much as they used to. See, you see one, you've seen them all, right?
Sure.
Until you see two little red dots appear in it, like that, right there. And that sounds a lot like what Dillon said he saw. Now, I didn't see horns. I didn't see horns. No horns. But that sounds a lot like what Dillon said he sort of saw in his room in Yarmouth.
So you called me down to see if I would see this thing.
correct. That is why I called you down here. That plus, I didn't want to be alone down here. So,
that's
but I didn't
fair.
want to flee. I didn't want to flee.
No, that's cool.
So it's a little combination of some what would you call it? Quality control.
Quality control.
But also,
Very, very important.
yeah, also wanting to make sure that I wasn't alone down here. Like, see those red things up there?
What red things?
Up right there on the pipes? Take a look. Can you see? Turn your flashlight off.
Oh.
Can you see red dots up
Yeah.
there? Right. So that is the
Reflection.
of this.
Yeah.
I had nothing that would reflect like that.
Right.
There was 0 light sources down here.
Okay, so sit your butt down. Let's have a look.
Oh, somebody's left. Is that yours?
No,
Is that yours?
no.
Fine. I don't want to get stabbed by a pencil.
It was a pen
Or, well, it could have been a pencil with the,
with the.
you know how it works.
All right, eyes adjusting time.
Lights off.
Lights off.
GoPro off.
GoPro off.
Why am I always on the uncomfortable stairs?
I don't know. You like the stairs.
Not really. No.
Well, then why do you sit on them?
No, somebody has to.
Okay, sweet mother of God,
What?
we need to leave.
Why? What happened?
I think I just heard something growl.
Okie dokie. Out of here. Sorry. Lights on.
Lights on, and we're out.
How come I'm the one leaving last?
Because I'm faster than
I
you.
almost just caught your boot in my chin. Dun, dun. After our retreat from the basement, Holly and I were ready to call it a night. But Dillon asked us to go back downstairs because he wanted to test something with the flashlights. We weren't exactly keen on the idea, but he was persistent, so we obliged. A couple of minutes later, he called down to us and said he had something that we needed to see. When we got back upstairs, he looked even more shaken than we were. Once he showed us what he had seen, I understood why.
So the reason I got you guys to do the
Good thing.
light test,
Yeah.
I wanted to see if you guys could recreate it, if it was a glitch, if there was something that you guys are doing that was causing it. No such luck. This happened once.
You sounded so calm.
So what I'm about to show you was in between what should have happened, where it goes, when a light hits our CCTVs that are infrared,
Yeah.
it thinks we're back in daytime.
Right.
So it goes dark, it goes light, and then it goes back to normal.
Yep.
This had a second step in the middle of those two things, shouldn't have been there. And this was over your head. That's your head right there.
Oh, man. Now, if you put horns on that and 2 little beady red eyes in the middle, is that even remotely what you saw, sort of?
Pretty similar. Yep.
Because what I saw on the wall opposite me was not quite that, but a black amorphous shape, kind of like that, no rough, like no fine edges, kind of roughest edges. And then I saw, I kid you not, what looked to be 2 little red dots. No horns though, so I'm horn free on this. But I saw 2 little red dots, and it was in total darkness, and so it was like, you know what that is, that I was saying like Spinal Tap, that 11 instead of 10. So if 10's
Darker
total
than dark.
Exactly. So then I flashed my light up to see what it was, and then that was, yeah. And so what you're saying is?
See, whenever these things happen, I usually watch them and then it's like, okay, whatever, it's just a little bit of a light in there and it's trying to catch itself again. This caught me so off guard because it was so vastly different. And we've been doing this is our 10th location. So I've seen hundreds of these where the light flashes by. It's the only time I've ever seen. Because you can see, here's what's weird. See how your arm goes? Mm-hmm. It almost cuts off here as if you're in a different place.
It has a different density.
Do you see what I mean?
That's not air.
It's like if your arm went, it's almost like cutting off this part of whatever was happening and moving it kind of somewhere else.
You see that refraction when something's more dense, like through water.
Exactly.
So that's not air.
It's not a light. It can't be light because first off, this snout-looking thing does not make sense to what's going on. And your flashlight is pointing this way at this point, because you could see it on Holly's hand.
You know what? I've done downstairs. I've had enough. I've had enough of this place, and there's just something here. And I don't know. My debunker friends will probably find 8 different ways to try and explain this. You and I are visual video professionals. I can't explain it. This is anomalous to everything we've ever seen with this thing. So I'm not going back downstairs. Like,
Well, I mean,
plus I saw a blacker than black over here, the equivalent of over here when I was down there alone with 2 little red somethings. And that's why I called Holly down, because I just didn't want to be there alone. Now I don't want to be there even if it's all 5 of us.
that's why I ran when I thought I heard the growl, because he had described that to me.
I mean, look at that.
It's messed up.
Do you see that? This
Yeah.
thing has like 7 different
Yes,
faces.
actually, totally. I see the mouth almost like it's screaming, right?
Yeah.
They're pointing at my face, by the way.
Well, we're not pointing at your face. We're pointing at something around your face.
I just don't, what would that be? It's like your lips are sewed shut.
Which is probably the most terrifying thing ever.
Do
That's gross.
you see that face? Like, okay, ignore those eyes now. With
Yep.
mouth,
Yep.
chin, nose, eyes.
Yeah. And actually, don't move. You can see one here too, like almost hoop boop, and like a face trying to break out, like through a mask or something. Ugh.
The more I'm looking at this, the more I'm seeing stuff.
Like multiple.
Okay, imagine the dark part of this, right? 2 legs, bit of a body, arms
Oh.
reaching out,
Oh, yeah.
a head,
Yep.
wings.
Oh, not wings. You know, at some point, you just have to say,
Enough's enough.
like, that's how I felt all night. Like, it's just there's something
clouded.
else was around me.
Looks like your hand is holding up something. Do you see like, almost like a animal's nostril? Right there? See how like this is all black, but this is almost like more red?
Yeah.
Like as if
I
this
do.
line is like,
That doesn't scare me nearly as much as
Everything else about that photo?
it's hard to tell. Is it more frightening on the wide angle or when you start to zoom into the composite parts?
yeah, there's no real good part of this.
Have you been following Dillon Garland since Yarmouth? Absolutely. Did you hear it say absolutely? Yes. Oh.
Yes!
Oh.